Hi guys, welcome to FA channel. Our channel is all about celebrating art, technology, and creativity. We want to create this platform to inspire, to think outside the box, especially creating things that is beyond what existing in the real world. So in today's episode is very exciting. A couple of days ago, we participated in this competition on Cluster, which you have to make a virtual reality game within 48 hours, and we did it. Yay! So in this episode, we want to bring you to our journey on how we built this game within 48 hours and what problem we're facing, what kind of challenge we had. Hope it can be fun to watch and inspire you guys to experiment on your own. Then let's get started. So this competition is created on Cluster, and you have to use Unity to make the virtual reality game. But unlike the usual VR game you made from Unity, so Cluster already created the package and built-in, so you need to use their built-in to make this game that you can't really code with the game. Cluster give us two games examples, so you can try with the game, you can try to understand the logic. And another thing is it's based on a theme. So the theme we can only know right when it starts. So when it started in Eastern time in Canada, it's around 6 a.m. in the morning. I remember I woke up really early and checked the theme. It was energy overflow. So based on these two example games and then the theme, we started to try to make it happen. Of course, there are thousands of ideas come up in our mind. At the beginning, it's really about what is possible and what is not possible. So based on the two games, there's one game is like you can picking up mine and collect them. The other game is like a simple shooting target game. We really like the shooting target game because we want to make this game more for multiplayer. The best result will be it'll be fun to watch and fun to play. The first idea we come up with is using one gun to break another opponent's gun. Then it needs a lot of the response and then the graphics, a lot of things that I think it takes way longer than 48 hours, so we have to think about another option. So after we discuss together, we want to bring some artistic aspect, so we want to have color in it. Color, shooting. So the first thing come up to our mind is Splatoon. I don't know if I've watched that. So we're like, how about we make a game that when you shoot a gun on the ground, it changes color. And then when we think about that, Hurdle, the augmented reality game, also come up to our mind. So based on these two games, we come up to decide final idea that we want to make a game with two opponents. So when you shoot the gun on the ground, the tile will change color. So who gets more color, who win the game. It's quite simple and it's pretty fun to play and watch. So once we decide, so this is the game we want to do, the first thing you will try to figure out is the logic. What my partner did, maybe we spent like half a day to understand the logic behind the sample game. When you try to understand it, you will have to test your own game. So when we're testing the game, in our mind, we want to make 200 tiles, so 100 each opponent. But when you make the game, when you try to figure out the logic first, you don't need to put all 200 together because they will slow down. We used 5 and 5, so 10 tiles. Start to make the game actually working. Now, when you put 5 and 5, it's the layout there, then you start to experimenting. I realized after I talk with my partner how this is all work is so much about experimenting, using Unity and then understand the logic and really just trying, experimenting. What are the mistakes and how to fix those mistakes? I'll give you a couple examples. For example, at the beginning, when you try to shoot one color, and then make one tile changing the color. It doesn't work at the beginning. We realized we missed one logic. So it appeared on the ground. The tile color doesn't change, but underneath the tile, when you go to the back end, underneath is the red. The internal logic is red, but outside is blue. So you need to change that to make sure every time you shoot the gun, the color changes right away. Another example will be when we put the start button. You want a gamer to start to play the game right away. We put 11 logics underneath that one start button, and then we try to put 10 milliseconds with all these actions happen together, but it doesn't work. So we changed to 1 second. It worked. The reason why it happened is because there are a lot of logic happening at the same time. Like when it's multiplayer game, you want everything to sync at the same time. It was very hard. With this time limit, 48 hours, we can respawn the gun into the original location. That's another thing that could be better if you have more time to do. So with 1 second, we put like a description there. Make sure you can wait for a bit and then start to shoot a gun, play the game. This kind of details needs a lot of time to develop. So at this moment, this is the best situation we can do right now. When within this 48 hours, there are thousands of ideas. There are so many things that happening occur in your mind. You really have to prioritize what is possible to do, what is not possible to do. Like, can this result benefit the game or possibly ruin the game? So within the first day, the first 24 hours, we understand the logic and try to make happen, because you also have to think about design and everything else later on. After all this mistake and try to fix, now finally we can go test. And both of us go to the game and try to test how the gun works. That was a pretty fun experience. And then we also realized other mistakes. For example, when I go to the red portal, I arrived from the blue team, which doesn't work. Little mistakes like that, we have to fix that and then make sure every logic and then the efficiency of this game works. So after we test the game and make sure it works well, you can think about the design part. So we need to think about the stage design, like how you want people to participate. So the whole stadium, the gameplay is like see-through, like a glass. So you can see from outside, you can also see like from every angle. That was fun to do. And the initial idea of this whole game, once you start, you can play for 3 minutes. And when we tested, we're like 3 minutes is freaking long. Let's make it short, maybe 40 seconds. So at the end, we put it into 1 minute. I think that's a perfect time for people to play, and it's like the perfect timing. So you really need to go more testing and to see which timing is good. Because the whole theme is energy overflow, we also want the gunshot, the bullet coming out like more like energy flowing out. So we need to change the effect of this bullet shooting out, make it more fun and pretty, like interesting. Last thing we're thinking of is the music and some sound effect and the design for the description. Every little details that we can think of that doesn't take long time. We did it within like a couple hours and it worked pretty well. And basically that's it. And when we submitted, it was like mid of the night. So it's still a couple hours to the deadline. There are maybe around 300 people participate in this competition, and we don't know the result yet. But to be honest, it's really not the most important thing for us to do this. We really just want to share this first ever fun experience about making the game within 48 hours. It's pretty challenging, but it's fun. Like again, with this channel, we really want to inspire people to experiment and try something new. It was really great. It feels very satisfying to see people playing our own game. And if you're interested, please go to Cluster and try different different people's game. We'll put the link underneath our video, and if you have questions, please join our Discord group or comment on our channel. That's it for today's video. Please subscribe our channel if you want to see more fun videos coming up. I hope you're having fun watching this and maybe learn something new. And that's it for today. Have a great holiday, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.